Hello everybody, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. When last we left off, we had ridden over to the Yulefest, because you'll notice all the travel. There's a lot of travel to get from the Yulefest to Aedoras here. And it gets rather expensive those last 2 or 3 rides, but we have returned back to the Golden Hall of Meduseld, and you'll see we have Horn and Gleowine waiting down here. We have a bunch of very familiar names just up the podium a little bit, and we need to go and talk to Gandalf. Last episode we saw a wonderful set piece play out where Gandalf woke Theoden up again out of the stupor that Grima and Saruman's machinations had placed him into. You are quite lovely. We have 2 women that work on our floor, work on the nursing unit I do, that look just like miniature Eowens. Both of them got the same kind of stern, youthful face. Both of them have long blonde hair. They wear in a braid about down to their waist. Both of them look like they should be riding Shetland ponies into war. It's just awesome. All right, Gandalf, let us give a chat with you. Hello, Theoden. It's so good to see you up and about again, my man. And see where we're going to go here.
Much has transpired since last we met, but my companions can give their account.
Book 11, Chapter 4, Tidings Glad and Sorrowful. Much has transpired since last we met, but my companions can give you their account. My own would take too long to tell, and from any other would beg a belief. You would trust my tale, I am certain, but then only because you have experienced some things nearly as peculiar. Know this, Gnarlo. One of the most peculiar parts of it is that you have taken such an instrumental part of the journey here, and yet I'll guarantee you will get no credit whatsoever in the upcoming book or movie. Peculiar things, very peculiar. I bear tidings both glad and sorrowful. The task set before our mutual friends at the last homely house is still ongoing, though some of that company are here with us in this golden hall. Some others carry still the burden to its destination. The errand is not yet done, but neither is it abandoned. Those be the glad tidings. I will let Aragorn tell you what this joyous news has cost us, for it was not bought without strife. Okay. Chapter 4, Tidings Glad and Sorrowful. Let us come down here and talk to Aragorn.
We meet again, my friend. I am glad of it.
Glad they haven't replaced you with another actor. The actual character, that is. The voice actor, the voice actors change every time they get a new expansion comes out. They've hired somebody else, of course. I think this is the 3rd voice I've heard used for Gandalf. I still love the original one, the one that did the voice in the voiceovers. When you go and watch Volume 1, go through and do Volume 1 every time we finish a book, and there's a little video at the end. That's the voice of Gandalf. That was a great voice. Anyway, we meet again, my friend. I am glad of it, for it seems there's a shortage of friendly faces in this land. One man of honor I met, and he was imprisoned for his kindness to me. You press Aragorn on the matter of Gandalf's cryptic words, and the ranger's face falls. Gandalf gives you the joyful tidings, and leaves the ill news to me. It has been 1 week since our fellowship was sundered on Parth Galen, along the banks of the Anduin. Boromir of Gondor fell there. He gave his life protecting the halflings, Meriadoc and Peregrine, but they were borne away by great orcs of Saruman. Others went another way. I had to make a choice, and I chose it. We could not abandon Merry and Pippin. I do not know if I chose aright. The orcs were destroyed before our pursuit ended, and Gandalf tells me the hobbits found safety. Should I have done otherwise? I cannot say. But now we must do what we can for Rohan, and put behind us what regrets we may. All right. Gimli, I'm saving you for the last, buddy. Hello, Legolas.
It is good to see you again. though we are met on the very precipice of danger.
How have you fared since last we spoke? You tell Legolas of your adventures, and his light laughter breezily flies around the hall. What is it that your people say? You have gone from the frying pan into the flames, and the frying pan was hot enough. You have had adventures to spare, Gnarlo. It seems we all have done. I am glad your own journey brought you to Fangorn, as did mine. I could spend years exploring beneath its canopy, never feeling the passage of time, were it not for the pull of that which moves my feet. Once our friends are safe, perhaps I will follow that pull to where it leads. Legolas notices your quizzical expression, and his usual laughter melts away. The sea, Gnarlo, he responds. I speak of the sea. All right, so we know Legolas was a sea student. I suddenly feel a lot better about you. I took it you one of those A student know-it-alls.
I have cloven a number of orc skulls since we last met, but it is not enough.
It has been several weeks since last we met, Gnarlo. What have you done with the time? I have cloven a number of orc skulls since then, but not enough to satisfy my hatred of the beasts. Some of their ilk led us on a merry chase across much of Rohan, and my chest fills with pride to tell you I outpaced even Legolas on that race. I may have been winded, true, but Gimli, glowing sun, did not abandon the pursuit without need. When we were caught up with the Uruk band at last, they had already been slain by men of Rohan. It has been 2 days since our pursuit ended, and I have nearly caught my breath again. I have never run so far or so fast in all my days, and I would be content to stay in one place for the rest of them, if that place were a mountain with good stone and deep roots. All right, talk to Theoden.
No more running, I hope.
Though I do not care for the beast, I would rather be carried by a willing horse than run across the fields of Rohan once again. Legolas smiles at you, but he is deep in thought and has nothing to say.
Our errand is not ended. We must do what we can.
While others pursue the true course of its completion. Anything down here? Yes. Begin to think I have everybody in this hall to talk to.
My heart is filled with hope, and I am eager to see the White Wizard pay for his crimes.
Theoden King has been restored, and now Rohan has a chance to fight against the evils of Saruman.
The sight of Theoden King standing proud and tall again has done me much good.
Makes me feel younger than I have done in years, Gnarlo. I wish you'd stick to the script, Clearwine, and quit improvising. That's my job.
I only want what is best for the king.
Yes, but which king, Grima? Which king? Eowyn? You're playing hard to get. You still won't talk to me.
I feel as if a heavy shroud has been lifted from my sight.
My days were filled with dark dreams, and my nights were no different. What foul craft of Grima's is to blame? No, not his doing alone. It was my weakness that allowed him so to dominate my mind. No longer. I am myself again and free of his whisperings. It is well that Gandalf arrived here when he did, and that Harma allowed him to pass the threshold. That transgression I will forgive. Grima may have intended further mischief. Indeed, I am certain of it. Leave Meduseld and speak to Harma. Tell him I want Grima's chamber searched, and my sister son Eomer released from imprisonment. Those actions were poorly done and must be righted.
Grima may have intended further mischief. Indeed, I am certain of it.
All right, so we've spoken to everyone now. Do you have anything more to say?
Only Grima cares for Theoden King.
These others want him hurt and powerless and weak. Yeah, sure. You know how we know that you're wrong? because you are almost the only character in the entire game with a bald spot. You and Barlaam Butterbur, and we know Butterbur's okay. It's amazing there are so few bald characters in fantasy literature and in fantasy movies, isn't it? And everyone's got perfect teeth, and their makeup is always perfect as well. Boy, everything popping in there. We all back in? Looks like we're all back in. Hello, Harma.
These are better tidings than I believed possible.
Yes, you return from within on your own power, which tells me your wager was correct, and you will draw breath until tomorrow at least. Hama listens as you recount what befell within the Golden Hall, and his questioning face is soon aglow with smiles. These are better tidings than I believed possible. You are a friend, both new and true, to bring me such words. Theoden, my king, you have been brought from the darkness by the wisdom of Gandalf. He is the Storm Crow no longer. White Wizard, friend to Rohan and his people. I rejoice to hear it. Theoden King, restored at last.
I will guide you to Grima's chambers, as the king instructs.
Book 11, Chapter 5, Chamber of the Worm. No, that's not a euphemism. I will guide you to Grima's chambers, as the king instructs. We must remain alert, Gnarlo, for Grima may have left the seeds of some mischief in his chambers. He may still manage to work some evil, and that would be a cruel cut indeed to know of his treachery and still succumb to it. Grima's chambers are northeast of the steps that led to Meduseld. Come, I will show you the way. Find the entrance to Grima Wormtongue's chambers in Edoras. He said northeast, correct? That will be that way? Northeast of the bottom of the Meduseld steps in Edoras. Alrighty. You got anything else?
Stay alert, and I will show you the way to Grima's chambers.
Okay, let's go down to the steps. Bottom of the steps, and then head northeast. I've been playing so much Truck Sim lately, I felt like I ought to be pulling up my GPS and seeing if there was any question marks along the way. In this case, I guess they would be rings popping up on the map, wouldn't they? Alright. Haven't gotten to do too much with the Yule Fest this time around, I'm afraid. I have done it a few times, run through it a few times, but on various characters, but I'm trying to get the Yule Fest done over there. Just because that one's brand new, and I've never done it before. Miss a turn. We're looking over the... Here we go. Looking over the fountain here. Now, which one of these places is... Abandoned house? Could this possibly be Grima's? It's nice and big and impressive. That's one thing I think Grima would do. I've got the feeling that he would be, once he got the ear of the king, that he would be lockbox. But say that once he got the ear of the king, that he would be using it to get him the fanciest house in the neighborhoods. Does not look like he lives here, though. This must belong to some other quest that we can complete at some time. Alright, let's see. There should be one, I guess, in that says Grima's house, perhaps. Now, let's make sure. Let's not... Grima's chambers. Really? You have found the entrance to Wormtongue's chambers. Do further treacheries lie within? I would expected you to move into the abandoned one there, except for you probably would have had to clean it yourself. Wow. Alright, let's look over the place. Lots of hangings to blot out the light, I suppose. Dark times for dark deeds? Is that the situation here?
It would seem that we are not the first to search Grima's chambers this day.
Indeed. Wonder who else has searched them then. Books everywhere. Let's see, scattered books. Someone scattered these books messily around the floor. A marked page in one of the books reads, "No mere wit he." Alrighty. Let's look at large table. This large table in Grima's chamber is scored with many scratches. Indeed, what else has it got on it? Ooh, some kind of map all written in red and looks like bloody handprints. A crude map lies on this table, but you cannot discern what it represents. Anything else? Ooh, what have we got there? It's like moldy bread and some kind of roast. Alright, locked chest. The locked chest in Grima's chambers might hold many secrets. I'm a burglar, let's see if I can pick it. This chest is tightly locked and you possess no key for it. Hello? Burglar? Search for further signs of his treachery. Some more fallen books. Drawer. I'm not going through his drawers. These books have fallen onto the floor. I do have my limits. These books detail the geography and history of Rohan, but contain nothing of note right now. Grima? You don't believe in returning your stuff, do you? Wooden table in Grima's chambers is scored with scratches and burn marks. Carved into the table is the crude representation of a crying eye. A crying eye? Alright, please be in the cabinet. Please be in the cabinet. Oh, the cabinet contains many curiosities. Cabinet stands empty. Did someone get here before you? Alrighty, we're gonna go through Grima's drawers. Someone rummaged through the contents of these drawers. These drawers contain linens and fine clothes, rumpled now and in disarray. Whew! A fallen chair. Someone knocked this chair to the floor and did not stand it up again. Beneath the chair, you find a golden key. That doesn't look like a chair. If it had a hole on it, that little bucket there looks like it would be a bedside commode. All right, so we've got the key. Do we have? There, no. Let's see. Wormtongue's key. You found this key hidden in Grima Wormtongue's chambers in Edoras. Inside the chest, you find items too varied to belong to Grima, including a valuable sword. Collected Herogrim. Present to Hama the stolen items you recovered in Grima's chambers. This assortment of items is too various and in some cases too valuable to belong to Grima Wormtongue. This is Herogrim, the sword of Theoden. How came it to be in Grima Wormtongue's chambers?
What did you find there?
That is Herogrim, the sword of Theoden. It is possible that the king asked Grima to keep the sword safe in his chest, but such safekeeping is no longer necessary. I will return Herogrim to his master once I have brought Eama word of his release. For now, bring these other items to Grima in Meduseld and see what he has to say about them. These items are both too valued and too varied to be in his property, I'll warrant, and his explanation for possessing them should be interesting.
I will bring Hergrim to the king after I have released Eomer from his confinement.
Indeed. Please do that. Eomer's too good a man. And we need more characters in this story. God knows we haven't had enough yet. Especially the ones whose names all seem to be alike. Saruman and Sauron. Alright, we're always jumping that damn wall. Keeps getting our exercise in, I suppose. That and steps. Steps, steps, steps. Like the Rohirrim are more crazy about steps than the dwarves of Moria are. I thought I'd had my leg day whenever I was down there in Moria, but nope, more leg day, people. That's alright, I'm sure more combat's coming up, and that'll be arm day. Let's see. But now the big question, the important question. Will Eowyn say anything to us this time? Or is she gonna just sit there smitten with Aragorn? That's probably it. Orn, Glaewine, Aragorn, Gimli, Legolas. Nope. Let's see, Grima Wormtongue.
Every one of those items was a gift.
What are these things? Why do you show them to me, vile hobbit? You explained that the goods were taken from the chest in his chambers and demand an explanation. Every one of those things was a gift, Grima hisses. You are the thief. I demand that you return those things to my chambers, and when you return my presents, you come bearing an apology. I have suffered at the hands of these ingrates, and now my own possessions are being paraded before all the court, and my name dragged through the slime. These are the thanks I receive for my months of tireless service to the king. You are a liar, hobbit, and a thief. Your voice drips with poison, and your words are all false. I curse thee and beg that some kind heart would defend me from your insults and your slander. Show the stolen items.
Lies! All lies! Your words are false!
To Theoden in Meduseld.
Where did you get these items?
Where did you get these items? You say they were found within Grima's chest. I see. Theoden cast a dark look in the direction of his former servant. I will have one of my men restore these items to their proper owners. I am of mind to send this worm back to his proper owner as well. Would it be a mercy, I wonder? On this day and in sight of his continued crimes, I am more interested in justice than in mercy. All right, let's see what we have here. Cuirass of manipulation. The jacket of lies. Really? You want us to wear something like this? The jacket of lies. Jacket of deception. Hauberk of insincerity. Oh, that would be a nice one. The hauberk of flattery. Oh, that's the only slightly decent name in the bunch, but still. Let's see, vitality and agility. Parry and critical defense. Agility and vitality, fate and finesse. Ooh, that's got some good ones on that. I think we are going to go with the Jacket of Lies.
Wait. There is one item you should return yourself, as its owner is here in the hall.
Theoden scowls and hands you a delicate cloth. On a corner of the cloth is embroidered the name Eowyn. I am not so poor a judge as to think my sister-daughter Eowyn intended Grima to have this token of her favor. Return it to her and she would tell you for whom it was intended. All right. Eowyn's favor. This piece of cloth is wrapped with a delicate ribbon and is embroidered with Eowyn's name. Oh, that's sweet. I miss the
This
days.
token belongs to my sister-daughter, Eowyn.
I miss the days when women gave you their favor like that. That is just cool as hell. Oh, hello, Eowyn. You speak.
I remember this token. I gave it to my brother to bring him good fortune in battle.
That is not the voice and accent I was expecting from you. Eowyn accepts the embroidered cloth from you with surprise. I remember this token. I gave it to my brother Eowyn to bring him good fortune in battle, and he wore it on his ranging throughout the mark. It must have been taken from him when he was confined to his chambers by my uncle's command. No, the command was my lord Theoden's, but the words were Grima's, and my brother's confinement was carried out by those men Grima selected. One of them must have taken this token from Eomer and given it to Grima. Had I known this, I would not have allowed it. Bring this token of mine to my brother and tell him my uncle is restored. He is being confined in his chambers in Eras, north of Medicel. Find the entrance to Eomer's chambers.
Bring that token of mine to my brother.
All right, that we shall do. No one else has got anything else to say? Not you, Grima? All right, we will go and find Eomer now, and I think that will be the final part. We're hitting 26 minutes on the little counter up there, so I think that will be the final part of the entire bit here. It will take a little while to load in Adoras here. There is a lot of stuff. All right, north of Medicel. I don't know why every doorway I come out of like this I think should face south. But nope, this one faces north. So let's see where his home is. As we get more leg day. Now, you don't live in the big, bright, abandoned one. So which one would it be? I'm going to take them at the word that when they say north, they actually mean north. So it should be one of these up here. Probably close to the gate, I would think. Close to the gate and the stables, so that he would be able to ride forth. The slightest provocation. I don't think it's you. I think you are part of the stables, perhaps. Yep, can't go in there. North, north, north. I don't think it's you. I think it might be the one right over yonder. Yep, that seems to be another one of these. I definitely need to visit the Forge and Weapon Masters there. Melancholic townsperson. You won't be melancholy for very long, my friend. Are you Eomer's house? There's a door. I'm willing to bet that might be you, being the king's nephew. That might be your house here. Just on the presumption. Could be the king's house, could be like the armory or something. Let's go in and see. Not the king's house, the nephew's house. Now, for house imprisonment, this ain't too bad. Hello. What are you keeping in there? Looks like the Rohan version of Otis. Alright. I don't think that this is Eomer's house. It may be where he's in prison, but definitely don't think it's his house, perhaps. Have they put you up in the tower? What is it with all you Middle-earth types and imprisoning people up in towers? Nope, not up in the tower. So, if you're not here in the jail, where are you at? Find the entrance to Eomer's chambers. They're keeping you down in a dungeon. door? Is there a door somewhere? No, no. Can't open any of these. Excuse me, could y'all tell me where I'm gonna find Eomer? Eomer, nephew of the king, you know. Your liege lord. You, hey, you. Eomer, Chambers, Eomer, where y'all keeping him? Hello? That's fine, just go dancing by yourself there. It's alright. I'll do this. Glad to know that y'all are as honor bound to do your duty as rangers are. Interesting place down here, I will say that. Hello. I'm looking for the chamber that y'all are keeping Eomer in. Would any of y'all have any idea where that might be? I think these must be the towers now, isn't it? These are the towers we saw out there, so this is like the... Sleeping on the floor on a... I do not understand that. I do not see any rings here, so I do not think that this is where I'm supposed to go. Wow. Really? Nice. Might have to come back and use my burglar skills at some point. That is odd. That is very odd. Is that shadow being cast from above? Interesting, interesting. Alright, I don't think we have found where he's being held. So, although this is north, this is directly north, but we're not getting a ring. I mean, I swore there was a ring. We're going to be held anywhere. I would have thought that was going to be it. So is he confined to his quarters? Is one of these your quarters, Eowyn? Sorry, Eomer. I've got Eowyn on the brain, I'm afraid. Let's see, these are all... Elfwyn Widow. Hello, Widow Elfwyn. Another door? Could you be Eomer's house? You have found the entrance to Eomer's chambers, whereon today he has been imprisoned by command of the king. Yeah, see, that is about as impressive as that one over there. Let's go on in, let's talk to Eomer, and that would definitely be the end of the message, to the end of the episode today. Excuse me. I need more coffee. Let's take a look around the place, seeing as we never know if we'll ever get back into this place again. Quite nice. Got a... quite a collection of... quite the collection of goods here. The trophies and all there. Nothing in the cases? No. Quite the place you have here, Eomer. Quite the place. Nice. Wonder if we can gather that wall hanging at some point in time. Maps of Rohan. What did they do? Ooh, study the region of Kingstead, Eastfold, Broadacre. We will definitely be back to do that. Indeed. We are going to be getting a geography lesson. In the meantime, let's go over here and talk to Eomer. Yeah, as house arrest goes, this is not bad. This is definitely not bad.
Thank you for bringing me these tidings, friend.
Gnarlo, I am glad to see you are well. Harma has brought me the news that I am free to leave, but that is not what lightens my heart. The most joyous tidings are that my uncle Theoden has awakened to the fact of his peril, and his treacherous counselor has been dragged to light. Eomer accepts the embroidered cloth from you and crushes it in one fist. This was taken from me by Forthier, one of Grima's men. I am pleased to have it back, but I would sooner teach Forthier a lesson about respecting the belongings of others. I was treated well enough by the guards outside my chambers, but my inability to do anything for my family or for Rohan was the cruelest fact of my imprisonment. I spent many hours studying the map of Rohan in the room upstairs, trying to develop a strategy for the defense of the kingdom that could not be undone by Saruman. Go, study the map yourself and see if there's such a strategy I might have missed, for I came up with little of use. Study the map in Eomer's chambers.
Study the map of Rohan and see if some strategy presents itself.
That we shall do. But in the meantime, we are gonna call that a very nice stopping point. We will share a pipe with Eomer here in celebration, because we all know that inhaling fumes of burning leaves into your lungs can have no long-term health ramifications whatsoever. Alright folks, there you go. Another Lord of the Rings episode in the bag. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. It's been so much fun running around here, seeing all these names and talking to all these famous people from the books and seeing the sights. And I am looking forward to continuing along in Rohan now. So, we will see y'all next time. Thanks for coming along. And bye-bye.